We're staying in our new office project.dwg file, and I've left it in the same state as it was at the end of the last video. So we're still focused here on the bin store. We're not going to be focused in on the bin store very soon. And also make sure you just unpin your groups panel as well. Make sure that pops back into the ribbon. I'm just going to pan across and zoom out slightly. We're going to be looking at this sort of executive type office here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to create and insert a block into our AutoCAD drawing. Now, the nice thing about AutoCAD is you can create blocks of blocks. Now, that does sound a bit weird, but all of these objects here are blocks already. Can you see that's a block on the layer chairs? That's a block on the layer PCs. That's a block on the layer desks. That's a block on the layer plants. Now, these blocks can be made into another block encompassing all of those objects. And what we're going to do, we're going to create a workstation block that has all of these blocks in it. And they'll be then known as nested blocks. So the whole idea is you're basically taking either objects or blocks and converting them to a block to reuse them elsewhere. And once you've got that workstation block, you can place it anywhere you like in the drawing as well. It's very quick and easy to do. Now, I'm just going to show you a couple of little tips and tricks here when you're creating your blocks. Now, at the moment, we're on the layer bins. Now, we don't want our blocks going on the layer bins, so we're going to go to layer properties in the layers panel. We're going to click on new layer, and we're going to create a layer called workstations, like so. So there's workstations, and we'll give it a color. Let's go with something like magenta, color 6. Click on OK, and you can see workstations, magenta, continuous line type. Then select the layer workstations, click on the little green tick, make it the current drafting layer. Close the layer properties manager, and job done. Workstations is the current drafting layer. Now, one of the little tricks that you want to do here is these blocks at the moment are on their respective layers, chairs, desk, etc. Select the desk, the computer, the chair, and the plant. Go up to the layer drop down. You can see it's blank because there's multiple layers, and you want to select layer 0. Now, there's a reason for this. Hit escape to deselect the objects. When you create a block and all the objects in the block are on layer 0, when you bring the block into the drawing, it will then automatically assume the current layer. Now, our current layer is workstations. So that means that when this block comes into the drawing next time, it will be on the layer workstations. We now need to create our block. So we're going to go to the Insert tab on the ribbon, and there's our block definition panel there. Click on the flyout. You've got Create Block or Write Block. We'll talk about Write Block, W Block later. You want to click on Create Block. Now, the block itself, we're going to call it a workstation. Let's call it workstation underscore 001, for example. You never know, you might need to create different iterations of that. So let's call it 001. Now, we're going to pick a base point. So click on the pick point icon. Use your endpoint or intersection snap. You might want to zoom in just to make sure it's the right corner. There you go, endpoint. Don't want to snap on any of the hatching or anything like that. As you can see, the X and Y values are not easy to be accurate. So make sure you use your object snaps. You can see it's gone to lots of decimal places. Block unit will be millimeters. This whole drawing is in millimeters anyway. Now we need to select the objects that are going to form the block. So we click on Select Objects. Zoom out, and we need to select the desk, the chair, the PC, and the plant. Press Enter to confirm that. You'll now see a little preview in the block definition dialog box. You're going to select Delete. Now, don't panic about that. You'll see why in a minute. So the objects will be deleted, but the block will be in the drawing. Behavior, it's not annotative, but select Scale Uniformly as well. Then when you scale it, it scales uniformly in the X and Y direction. And, little word to the wise, allow exploding of your blocks. It's really important because if you don't, you then can't explode the block to perhaps change it and make it different. You can add a description if you want to. That's up to you. It's just a text box there with a description there, like so. And we don't want to open in the block editor. Make sure that's unticked. So we click on OK, and everything disappears. Don't panic. the block is in the DWG file. It might be worth you saving the drawing at this point to make sure that the block is saved in the DWG file as well. Now, I'm now going to go to Insert here. And again, this is on the Insert tab on the ribbon, Insert. And if I now scroll down here, you'll see that we have a Workstation 001. Click on it. There's the base point. Pop it in on that endpoint there. Zoom out slightly. When you hover over it now, it's a block on the layer workstations because you utilize that layer 0. That's how quick and easy it is to create and bring a block into your AutoCAD drawings.